Wow. Joining me now for reaction, Georgia Republican Congressman Lynn Westmoreland. He sits on the House Select Committee on Benghazi. Congressman, thank you so much for joining us. We had reported that some of our staff had about this change in uniform and outfit a couple of years ago, but this is getting new attention today as a result of the report. Tell me what your reaction was when you heard that it took at least 40 minutes for these men and perhaps women to get changed in and out of clothing as the debate unfolded over what they should wear for a rescue mission.
Well, I think it just indicates, Heather, that there was some conversation between the DOD and the State Department about what they should wear. I mean, I'm assuming that if you know that you're fixing to go into a combat area that you want to be dressed properly, and at least in your uniform, whereas the State Department did not want us to really have a military presence there, and so they preferred them to go in street clothes and then change into their military uniforms once they got there.
Was the point to make it look like it wasn't an invasion of sorts, even though our compound and our people were under attack?
Heather, that's the only thing that I can, that's what I conclude when I read it. But I mean, going in and out 4 different times just means and shows to me that the military was trying to put their foot down and say, no, I mean, if we're going in there, we're going in dressed and get ready and be ready to go. And these guys, you know, you got to remember, they sat on the tarmac in Rota, Spain for 6 hours ready to go. And so the process, they were also, I guess, changing clothes back and forth.
Gosh, I'm just trying to imagine how those men on that plane in Rota, Spain must have just been itching to get into that battle to try to save lives there and do their jobs, a job that Leon Panetta, the then Secretary of Defense, wanted them to do.
Exactly. And, you know, he said deploy. And we asked him specifically if he had to get clearance from the president. He said no. He had already told me to save American lives. And so when I said deploy, that's all I had to say. So he was very confident in his decision.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, either he never asked anybody if they had deployed or nobody reported to him that they had not deployed.
So let me ask you, because I'm not down in Washington, don't always understand how this stuff works. So he says deploy. Who then prevents that? Is that the State Department? Is it the president? How does that work?
No. I think when you say deploy, and you know the fact that the Marines, the FAST team in Rota, Spain, the Special Operations Group that was in Croatia, I think they did begin to deploy at that time. The problem was they didn't have airlift. There was no equipment there. The special operators, their planes had left them in Croatia because it was a training mission. In Rota, Spain, they didn't have a transport there that could have lifted those people to Libya.
So let me just ask you before you let you go. Josh Earnest saying just a while ago that this is all about hurting Hillary Clinton in the polls. Hillary Clinton just said this was a waste of time and taxpayer dollars. What's your reaction to that?
Well, if I was them, that's exactly what I'd be saying. But the truth of it is, Heather, this report was about what happened to 4 brave Americans that lost their life serving our country in Libya. That's what this was about. Anybody else, and I hope every American will read the report and come to their own conclusion about what happened, why it happened, and the results of to me, the delays and the inaccuracies that our government tried to portray.
We certainly hope that things have changed for the better. Congressman Westmoreland, thanks so much for joining us on the House Benghazi Committee. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.